Obviously happy with the win to start off for our second game. Obviously for us, it's a lot about ourselves right now, figuring out things. We've got obviously Gorge back for 12 years or whatever it was last time we played together, and a bit of a new group. We got a lot of guys that are new into the group, obviously with Matisse and stuff, guys that haven't played with our core group for a while. So a lot of this right now is about us focusing on ourselves and playing the way we want to play, defensively, doing what we want to do defensively. And obviously as this goes on, we'll get tighter with our package on both ends of the floor. But obviously a good start the first couple of games, but I still, and knowing Gorge, there will still be things we'll watch on film and things to get better. But a good start for these first couple of games.
Yeah, like Joe said, nice win for us. I mean, they're a world power, and but the big picture it is about us right now, and we've got 7 new players and a brand new coaching staff. So in a lot of ways, this isn't a 4-year build. It's a short window here in which we got to get better and we got to learn. And I thought tonight was great for us in that aspect. We figured some things out and played much better in the second half than we did in the first half, and moved the ball better, got better shots, and defensively figured things out. So really enjoying the process with this group. It's an interesting deal of being away for 12 years and coming back and getting into this little thing with them, this little window into the game. So this is just so important for us because it's really all we've got. And to play 2 quality teams like we did, and winning's one thing, but the process is another. And we got better from the last game, and we got better in the second half, and we're starting to figure things out, and got some nice new pieces to the team. That's obvious in the last 2 games.
A question for each of you, if I may. Coach, Tim Reynolds with the Associated Press. We saw Aaron back on the bench. Obviously, did you get any sort of preliminary report on?
He's fine.
Yeah, we're feeling.
Dr. Ingles says he's fine.
Yeah, we're feeling good about him. Yeah, that it just a temporary situation, so he'll be good.
And question for Dr. Ingles. It is just an exhibition. It's a friendly. We get it. You beat them a couple of years ago in Australia, but what does it mean, big picture, to beat, even in a friendly, to beat a team with USA across its chest? Thank you.
I mean, it's probably not the answer you're going to be looking for, but we walked into this game tonight expecting to win. We're not here to play these games and not saying anyone's going in to lose, but I think maybe not in everyone that's not in our locker room, but the people around our team and our locker room, we've been building and preparing this team and this and Basketball Australia for a long time for these moments. Like I said, we were 12 years ago, started slowly been getting better and better over these last few campaigns. And then obviously with the last couple finishing 4th, I mean, we're right there. And obviously we've proved it in the past that we can compete and match it with anybody. So obviously it's nice to win. And obviously, I mean, no disrespect or anything to that. They're a hell of a team. Obviously the guys they've got on their roster, and Pop standing up there is always nice to see. But we came in here expecting to win the game, and that's what we did. And again, we'll go away now, and there's definitely things we need to work on. Again, we've only played 2 games with a lot of new pieces, new coaching staff. We've got another one tomorrow, so we'll go rest up and watch some film. But honestly, any win at this point is nice, and we take good things from it. We'll take bad things from it, and we're going to come out the same tomorrow and try and beat Nigeria tomorrow.
Joe Varden from The Athletic. Good to see you, Joe. I have a couple follow-ups and then one other one. I don't want to ruin a great quote that you just had by asking you to delve deeper, but you said you walked in tonight expecting to beat Team USA. When do you think that changed for the world?
I don't remember the exact date. like I said, I think the process of what we've been doing, I remember, I mean, Gorge knows when we were 2008, I think we had one NBA player. I think Bogut was the only NBA player we had in our roster. A lot of European guys or playing in Europe and guys playing in Australia. Over the course of that 12 years, I mean, you look at our roster now, we could easily add a couple more NBA players if they were available. But we've still got to, like, it is completely flipped. We've got one or two NBL guys, a couple guys in Europe. And I think the world has realized the quality of Australian basketballers. Obviously, Bogut being the number one pick, Ben being a number one pick, Dante being the fifth pick, Paddy and what he's done. We've built this thing, and the confidence comes with that. I think you get to, we played USA in the quarterfinal 2008. I remember Gorge threw me in for a couple minutes at the end. And it was like an intimidating, more of a nervous feeling where, like I said, we walk into these games the last however long few years, and not just Team USA, you can put any team in front of us and we expect to win the game. So that's been built over years and years of hard work. Like I said, I think Paddy and I were the only two that were with Gorge back then, but that's been built over this process since 2008. And obviously, like I said, we're in a position now where whoever we face, whatever time it is, whatever point of the tournament or year it is, we feel like we're going to win the game.
And then for Coach, the follow-up, what was Aaron's injury?
I think he banged knees. I think it was a bruise situation, just hit knees and real sore. So at this stage, didn't want to risk it. But not a twist or a turn or ligaments, not that kind of thing. Just a bang there, a bruise.
Okay. And then the new one for either of you, you out rebounded them tonight. That's 2 games in a row that they've, been out rebounding fairly handily. And then you also scored 44 points in the paint to their 24, 22. What makes them vulnerable in the interior?
Well, on my side of it, we talked a lot about, I thought they put tremendous pressure on, and they did a lot of switching. And in the second half, when you talk it, they weren't dump ins with a guy's back to the basket and backing a guy down. And we didn't play that way. We spread the court. And instead of going to early on balls and trying to post the mismatch in the second half, we moved the ball and cut. And it's something that they've been tremendous at the last Worlds and the last Olympics, and they got back to it. And guys like Tybal and Dante Smith are Dante Exum are long bodies.
We won a championship with Dante Smith in 2008 too.
So what I'm saying is, when you say post stuff, they were cuts. And and they were switching, and I think we got most of those interior things off slips from switches.
Hi, Akiko Yamawaki from Kyoto News. Yeah, to Coach, I just want to know how long have you practiced together, and how have you prepared before come here?
We had a nice our leadership group organized what we call the drop-in center in Irvine for about 7 days, which I think changed the whole opportunity to do well in Tokyo. And that was driven by Joe and Patty and Aaron in Delhi and supported by them. And it was voluntary, but everyone came. Everyone came. So we got a lot of ground covered in 7 days leading into this. And then we had the whole team, some guys from Melbourne that were playing in finals, join us. And that package has only really been 3 trainings with the full group here. But we got a lot done with the majority of them in Irvine, driven by our leadership group.
Joe, you mentioned how you've been fourth a few times. I'm sorry to even ask, because I know the answer, but I need you to give me the answer. What would a trip to the podium, whether it's the third step, second step, or first step, what would that finally mean for you after? Because I mean, you're the vet of vets, but you and Patty, what would it mean to you?
I mean, I've got a wonderful wife and kids that I love dearly, but it would be right up there with having my children and my wife. I mean, we've like I said, we've been building this thing for years, 12, 13 years since me and Patty first got involved. And the end goal for us was always to stand up on a podium and have a gold medal around our necks. And knowing that Australia's never done it is something that has driven us, obviously. being so close the last couple of years puts that kind of burning desire even deeper inside. And we text during the NBA season about it. Like, it's just something that means so much to us, and not just Patty and I, obviously the whole group, but obviously with the two of us being involved for so long. Yeah, I mean, I can't really describe it because I don't know what it feels like, but it would mean the world. It would mean absolutely everything to me. Quinn wouldn't be happy because I'd probably go extremely out of shape back to Utah. But it would just mean, I mean, it would mean the world. So it's what has kept us coming back every off season for 12 years and continuously playing and trying to qualify for Olympics, qualify for World Cups, and then go to them and obviously get that medal. So yeah, I mean, we'll keep pushing. Obviously, this is a good start. We had a good week in Irvine. We're here now. We'll prepare here, and hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, we can do an interview and we'll be talking about the celebration.
We've got go to Zoom for final two questions. First, Joe Barton of the Daily Telegraph.
Hi guys, I'll go to Brian first. With regards to Aaron's injury, obviously we're all very happy that he's fit and healthy. But how encouraged were you by the play of Jock, Nick, and Duop in tonight's win? Obviously they did a phenomenal job stepping in to fill that breach.
No, tremendous. You know, I just I thought Nick Kay was instrumental too. That and we played through them really and cut off those guys, and they made great decisions. And you know, we talked about it that this is it's not just the four main. It's really a team, and everybody contributes. And that those bigs, like you say, and then we got Jock. Had some trouble in the second half, and you get a guy that's like your 13th, 14th man in Cooks coming in and contributing as well. And all that does is get, it's just so good getting more of them engaged in this and more of them as committed as the guy sitting next to me. And that's what this is about, because it's emotional what he's talking about, you know, being away from it for 12 years and then walking into this thing cold after being in it at the start and seeing where they've taken this as far as belief and will. And tonight, those guys are starting to feel it that you just talked about, that haven't really been. Nick's been a little bit, but this is new for Jock, new for Diop, new for Tybal, new for Dante. So this experience is huge in bringing them to where you know, like I said, Joe, Patty, and that group are, and it's a real special place.
And just a quick one for Joe. You've talked about Patty quite a lot, and you know the journey that you guys have been on the past 12 years. How inspirational is he kind of continually stepping up to take those big shots? How much faith do you have in him when he looks to take over the fourth quarter? And I guess, are you continually impressed by how he keeps delivering on the big stage?
I mean, not really, because I just expect him to do it. It's what he's done for 12 years. I think he led 2008 Olympics in the scoring, or it was close to it. It's just what he does for our group. We know we can play. He's as unselfish as anyone in our team. But we also know when it comes down to it, he's the guy we're going to. There is no surprise. It was, yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know, I expect it. So it's, it sometimes happens fluently with our stuff. Sometimes we'll just give it to him. But yeah, it's just, it's international Patty. That's just what happens.
Thanks very much.
Final question will go to Jeff Garcia with News Force San Antonio.
Hi there, Jeff. Oops. Can y'all hear me? Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
You need better Wi-Fi.
yeah, definitely can use it. Quick question is for Coach. You know, speaking about Patty Mills, you know, you've seen him do this time and time again whenever he puts on that Team Australia uniform. What do you tell him? What kind of discussion do you have when he is just on like that, carrying the team, just, you know, playing FIBA Patty?
So you know, it's interesting with these guys. I'm I'm there, but that kind of discussion, it's there, it's known. It happens. I didn't, diagram plays for Patty at the end. We've been together for 3 days. They just do. We're learning in the mid ground there of how to play. But when it came down to the crunch in the last 2 games, they just know where to go and they know who to go to. And they've done it for 12 years. So, I'm learning, I'm watching, I'm taking things in through this process and it's learning a lot from them. And, but being honest, it's not a discussion that I had with him. They just do it.
And a quick follow-up. We know what he can do with the ball in his hands on the court, but what about the leadership aspect of it? What type of leadership does he bring to this team?
Well, there's he and Joe. And I just talked about it earlier. It's the thing I'm most proud of, and what drew me to this. That the vision of the Boomers has been told to me through them, and I started with these guys as kids in Beijing. And when I first had the Zoom and I was deciding to take the job, the 4 of them made it very clear what it was and where this thing was headed. And climb on board, Junior. We're going to go and get on that podium, and you want in. It was they've got the vision. They've sent it loud and clear for a long period of time, and they're heavily invested. And the more you're invested, it's harder to surrender. And these guys are going to do everything that they possibly can to get that done. And again, I'm really engaged in trying to help, and also emotionally involved in this in a big way.
Thank you.